Welcome to our live streams. This is where the grown-ups trade. No hype, no flexing, no TikTok guru nonsense. Just focus, discipline, and respect for the craft. Here we trade gold, the oldest store of value on Earth, at the precision scalping level. That's where trading gets real. where a single tick too early or too late decides everything. It's the hardest style of trading there is, and the highest form, too, because it demands mastery of mind, structure, and emotion. Execution over ego. Reaction over prediction. Can it be the most lucrative? Yes, but only for those who earn it. There are no shortcuts here. You can't fake discipline at 10-second speed. Most gurus out there sell you dreams from their demo accounts. We build traders who can survive the market on their own terms. We don't promise easy wins. We teach you how to build a system that doesn't break when you do. If you're here, you already know what that takes. Courage, grit, gumption, the willingness to get punched in the face by uncertainty and still show up tomorrow with your rules intact. Because precision scalping isn't just a trading style, it's a mirror. It shows you who you are under pressure, and it forces you to get better, not just as a trader, but as a person. The focus you build here, the emotional control, the ability to act without hesitation, those are life skills. They translate everywhere. So welcome to the Barcelona Trader, where we practice the hardest craft in markets and one of the most rewarding in life. Let's get to work.
All right, welcome to the live streams. It is 7:49 p.m. New York time, and we are here for the Asia session. So let's get the party started. We're going to trade gold and gold futures, and the chart is on the move. Looks like we're at a bit of a downswing right now after some consolidation since the open. Well, actually not quite consolidation. It's moved up. It's moved up, and it has hit 4609. I don't know if you saw earlier today, but again, all-time highs. We hit 4634.89 here on my TradingView chart. Prior all-time high was the day before. So yeah, we've been hitting it. What's gold going to do right now? Well, we don't have any economic news coming out, so it's not going to do a lot. It's kind of a slow, meandering Asia session. That's kind of what we like here for the Asia sessions. Slow, predictable moves that we can catch. We do precision scalping here on the 10-second chart. I trade on the futures chart, but it moves in tandem with the XAUUSD chart. So if you're trading XAUUSD, you can also take my trades. If you want to, not financial advice. And if you want to take my trades, you should come to the BarcelonaTrader.com and sign up to be in our Zoom room, where you get the charts without the YouTube delay. Sometimes my entries are so precise that by the time you realize I'm in, if you're watching on YouTube, I might already be out. So you will get all of the knowledge from me. I'm explaining what I'm doing as we go along. I'm explaining what setup I'm looking for, and when I'm likely going to enter. So what that means is, I might say, for example, and this isn't true right now, but I might say, okay, when price breaks this this resistance right here, I'm going to enter. So even with a YouTube delay, you can say, okay, well, I'll just wait until it breaks and enter then. And if that's before I hear Mike enter, well, then I know that I'm going to see him enter there when YouTube catches up. But my entries aren't always on this first break of that resistance that we just saw right there. Sometimes I'll wait for it to break. I might want to see a reaction, have it come back down like it's doing right now. It's perfectly playing into my narrative. And then I get in on that second impulse up. I like my trades to work out almost immediately. Does that always happen for me? Hell no. But that's what I try to have happen. Okay, so what's wrong with my stream here? Why is my window not open over here? There we go. Okay. All right, so it's the Asia session. We haven't taken any trades yet. let's start looking at where things stand. And I'm going to do what I usually do, which is calm the music down a bit. Yeah. And get into the groove. Get into the zone. That's how we like to trade. Right? There we go. And now that I'm in the pitch black, I'll give you a little different camera view so you can kind of see what's going on here. Maybe I'll give you a different camera view. I was having trouble with my other camera. May as well fix that. May as well fix that. All right. Let's see if that did the trick. Well, I don't see that it did the trick. So we'll go with what we got. Switch it over to here. No, we don't like that view. Is that this camera? No, that's this camera. Why is it? Oh, no, that's that camera. We don't want to do that one. We'll do this one. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay, Google, credenza lamp 35%. Don't really like that either. A little harsh, isn't it? It's down just a little. Nah, that's no good. Okay, try something else. We'll just do that. Okay, Google, credenza lamp off. Okay. Let's get the broker set up. Can't be running around like this. Okay, let's take a look at where the charts are and what's going on. We've got the VIX all the way over here, and it is up at 18.01. Still within, within a range of not expecting too much volatility. We have the dollar that has been climbing most of the day. We were at 98 something this morning. So while the dollar has been climbing, gold came down during the afternoon. But has been moving up since the start of this session. Only really slightly started to come back down a moment ago. If we're here on the 5-minute spot gold chart, we see that gold, so I put a box around price right here, this little white box here. That's really just to orient me. There's no purpose for this box other than just to be a landmark. If you were flying a plane on visuals, you would have a landmark that you're looking at to orient you. And that's what that box is. I drew this box around the range that price was in when I sat down and began marking up my charts, getting ready for the session. Okay, so that's the 5-minute chart. The 1-minute chart is right over here. Now, of course, I have indicators on here. let's get rid of the indicators so you can just see the chart, and you can see that we have our pivots drawn in. The pivot right above us, right there. Whoa, let's go over to my hourly chart so I can see it. That is the DM3. So we are above the daily pivot, which is this purple line, purple dotted line right down here. You can probably barely see, just above my box. And then inside that box, we have the WM4 pivot. We have the previous day value area high right here, which you see it respected on this most recent dip, this recent pullback. And now we're coming back up, and it is respecting the DM3. So for trades, I think we'd like to see, let me put the indicators back in here, and you'll see that we have some resistances formed right up here. So I want to see price get above these resistances before we trade, or start coming down into this zone. I might trade it from the value area high down to the WM4. Will just depend on price action and momentum. But typically this box, you know, if I could adjust it right now, actually, and I think I will, because we're sitting down. This is our new range. Let's call this the new range. Yeah. In fact, we could call this the new range. Let's do that. There's our new range right there. Okay. Looks like gold is trying to move up. Now I am seeing some resistances here on my MetaTrader 4. If I go to the 1 minute chart here, you see these blocks of resistance. That's what I'm observing there. So I don't want to trade up into that. Even if it looks like price action might be friendly, I don't want to trade up into that. All right, so here's our 10-second futures chart. This is the chart I really look at for my entries and exits, and while I'm trading, try to keep my eye on the 1 minute and the 5 minute and the 15 minute. Look at the hourly, which is here behind me for kind of market structure. You know, we're really trading the lower time frames here, taking small movements, short trades. This is the deal that's going on here. So we just, you know, we hit 8 o'clock 42 seconds ago. It looks like we're going to push up. We are past those resistances now, so I'm going to let it come back down, let it react to that. But this is looking like it could be a move up. We don't have a lot holding us back here, so let's see if we come back with some conviction on this. Okay, I want to get right above this bear volume. See how we hit that? This is on the 10-second chart. This is an indicator that says bear volume. What that means is there's liquidity there. There are sell orders. So price is going to get there. It's going to react a little bit, which it did. Now we're waiting for the push through. Okay. Looking like that's coming. Got another little resistance over here on the 1 minute. You see right here. I'm waiting. I want to get here, but I don't want price to be exhausted by the time it gets there. So that's why it's important to keep your eye on price action. Also watching the yen fall right now, and the yen and dollar tend to move in tandem. So want to keep that straight. Price action is really important at this part. See? Could have gotten stopped out there, or at least the trade would not be going our direction right now had we gotten in. See what I mean about, me calling out a point where I thought I would get in, and if you got in thinking that I was going to be getting in right behind you, if you're on that YouTube delay, you would have discovered, oh, he didn't get in, and now price is going against me. And that's a reason to be in our Zoom room. Now, I could have taken that down, but I have a bullish bias right now, and it's justified. If you look right over here on the right side of the screen, gold is significantly stronger than the dollar. Gold is positive 8.5, and the dollar is positive 1.3. We keep our eye on that to see if those numbers converge or diverge. As long as they diverge in that direction that they're in right now, with the dollar getting weaker and gold getting stronger, then we're going to have a buy on our hands shortly. Let's go back to this 1 minute. This 1 minute and this 1 minute are essentially the same. They look different because of how I have them sized and the different indicators on them, but it's the same chart, same movement. One of them, this is spot gold, and so is this. Okay, there's my little resistance right there. I want to push it up above that. Okay. Here we come. Just reacting again. Not getting in there either. Something is keeping it down right there at 46.16. I don't know what it is. Let's look here. I don't have anything showing me on the 5 minute. Five minutes looking good. Should be the 15 minute over here. Yeah. Okay. Nothing obvious holding it back. And we were there earlier today. Kind of right where it's stalling out is where the DM3 was yesterday, in the earlier in the market today before we reset. But now we're here. We're a little bit further down, so first I'm over here manipulating a chart you're not looking at. Here we go. So we did not push up the way I thought we would. Gold strength is now at 8.0, so I like to keep track of this. So right now, time is 8:06. Oh, here we go. I don't want to miss this. If we're really doing it, you know what I mean? Got more resistance here on the 5 minute. I'm not sure I want to take this, to be honest. There's resistance there on the 5 minutes. So if I'm showing you what I'm looking at, my MetaTrader over here, right? So this is a 5 minute chart, 5 minute Hakanashi chart on the MetaTrader, and you see right there, more resistance. We're going right into it. I don't want to trade into that. unfortunately. Wishful thinking, you know, I wish I could because things are looking good if I get right above here, but that's false. I can see on the 5-minute chart. I'm gonna make that, I'm gonna take that chart and make it big. All right, here's the 5-minute chart. Now look, pushing right into it. Even if you get in between, there's nothing to trade there. That's just resistance. So in all reality, I need to wait for it to get to, 22 almost before I can trade it. And then we're right at another resistance. We're right at the DR1. Not liking my options going up. So maybe we're switching our bias to down. If it's not, if it doesn't look like it's going to get through there, then it's going to have the momentum to get through there tonight, then we might be taking sells. And now we just kind of sit and wait. See what the evening gives us. Okay. Okay. And a lot of our time is just spent waiting. It's not sexy. It's not exciting. But it pays the bills. All right, we have some momentum up here now. Gold is strengthening, the dollar's weakening. And I just shouldn't take this. But it is very, very tempting. Again, because I'm still in those resistance zones on the 5 minute, but this is just looking so bullish. Gives me FOMO, but I don't want FOMO on this one. I'm going to walk away for a few minutes because I don't want to get sucked into this. Well, that didn't help me out much. Come back and we're in the same spot. Doing the same thing. It's kind of grinding up, isn't it? I'm in. Slow movements. We're not gonna get rich doing this tonight. All right. We made 80 bucks on that one. I just need the stats panel up here. All right, save. Stats panel. Took one trade, one win. Bang. Gotta do my own sport. Gotta do my own scorecard. Please give me some confetti. Right. I'm going to push again from here. I don't want to push into that again. I got lucky that one time. So instead, I have a piece of American cheese. Why? I was going to give it to the dog and it's in my pocket. I don't have a better reason than that. I don't even know why they call that stuff cheese. I don't think you can call that stuff cheese. Grew up with it. Love it. Lived in Europe too long to have any respect for it as cheese. Okay, what's going on now? I don't want to take these sell trades. Look over here on the right-hand side of the screen and look at how much stronger gold is than the dollar. Again, they're not really converging or diverging. They're kind of staying where they were. The dollar's a little bit weaker now and gold's a little bit weaker than it was. But they're moving in the same direction. So, you know, that's not a, you know, that doesn't inspire me to want to go short. Now we might go short. Okay. Okay. This is telling me we got a short here. Just a little one. Maybe. No momentum behind it, really. No. It's not a trade. Not a trade I want to take. Let's remember what I'm looking for here. I got to remind myself sometimes what I'm looking for here. We're looking for leapers. Now, what I call leapers are no matter what the setup I'm taking. You know, sometimes I'm going to be taking a long trend continuation or a short trend continuation, or sometimes I'll take a reversal. I have names for each of those plays. We'll get into them, but my rule for entry is leapers. It has to be a clean level the push has to be real out of that level, whether it's back into the range or beyond the range or into continuation. I have to be within the right session. Well, that's just a reminder for me that in New York, I'm, the breakouts and continuations are more common, whereas in Asia, you're looking more for range trades or maybe just a little bit outside the range and then back into the range. And lastly, it's that safe leash, because I use a stop loss. And if I have a safe leash, that means that there's, that the market isn't being jumpy, that it's not going to whipsaw me and come back and just take me out like it did this morning. I don't know if you were there toward the end of the screen, but you heard me. You heard me if you were there. I took a short, it was going my direction, turned a little bit against me, came back into negative, but I thought, oh, it's going to give me a little bit more, it'll come back, and then bam, it just shot up and whipsawed and hit my stop loss, and I didn't see it coming. It's just variance. It can happen. There's nothing wrong with my entry. There was nothing wrong with my analysis. Just sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, so when we get down here to the bottom of the range, I'm talking about this range right here on the 1 minute. We were up here. If we get down here to the bottom of the range, I want to see it break through this and then continue down, and I could trade down through here. Or I want to see it bounce, and if it bounces back up, I don't know, we're in this green zone here, means, it's that it's a little choppy. And like I was just saying, I don't want to get stuck in the chop. So here's that 1 minute chart again on TradingView. Same thing, but you remember our box here where we put price in the box. It's our landmark of where we were, so we know if we come back down here, we're back inside the opening range. This would be considered then a failed breakout. But even in a failed breakout, because we are precision scalping, there are trades there for us. I'm going to turn the music down just a touch. I guess I can't really tell. No, it looks like it's about the right level. Turn it down on my headphones a little bit. Let me know in the chat if you can't hear or you need me to make an adjustment of something. Or if you have any questions about how I'm trading, what I'm looking for. Let's check the latest gold news. Ongoing geopolitical tension. Of course, this news is 2 years old, two hours old. Gold edges higher in early Asian trade, supported by ongoing geopolitical tensions that typically enhance the safe haven appeal of the precious metal. President Trump on 2 occasions Tuesday told Iranians protesting against their government that help is on the way, the latest sign that the U.S. might soon take action. The mass protests in Iran and violent response of the Mullah regime are providing tailwinds for gold. Commerzbank Research Karsten Fritsch says in a note, oh, that was a quote by Karsten Fritsch. This makes military intervention by the U.S. government more likely, the commodity analyst adds. Spot gold is 0.2% higher at 4,596, and of course right now we're at 4,615, so we're a bit more than 0.2% higher. That is the way it is. nothing happening here. I mean, just look at this 1 minute chart. We look at it on the 5 minutes, even, there's just nothing going on. We need movement to trade. Okay. Sitting on our hands here. There's nothing to trade here. Don't let it fool you. I mean, not financial advice, right? You guys trade however you trade. If you trade differently than me, we're just here for the company and for the occasional pearl of wisdom or insight that I can drop, then that's great. Love to have you around. But if you're trading like me, and I try to always phrase this in terms of what I'm going to do, or when there's nothing to trade here. I mean that nothing to trade here for me, for my style of trading. Precision scalping. we have going on here again? We still have these resistances on the 5-minute, making me not want to take this, even though the price action is showing me that it's probably not a bad trade. Let's see if we get a little push. It's 8:38, so our next milestone here is going to be 8:59. Writing down the levels again. So we have gold at +2.4, and we have dollar at +2.4 and gold at +8.1. Okay. Hard to trust that first push through. And again, I really need to be careful with what I'm doing here. See this right here? We've still got a ways to push up through that. That makes me very uncomfortable. In fact, if the market just kind of hangs out here, if this is going to be the top and it's going to just grind through there, I don't want to take those trades. I don't want to just sit here and take boredom trades either. You know what I'm saying? You don't trade because you're bored. You never do that. Oh, nothing's going on here. Nothing's going on here. I just want some action. I just want to place a trade. Okay, we have some downward momentum now, but let's find out why. Well, gold is weakening. It was at 8.1 a few moments ago. It's at 7.5 now, but the dollar's weakening too. It was at 2.4, now it's at 2.1. They're moving in the same direction. That does not inspire a trade for me. That could go down, but if I look over here on the Renko, look what I got here. Boom, boom, boom. Weak resistance, verified resistance, untested resistance, weak support. I'm sorry, support. All these supports. Untested support, verified support, untested support, weak support, weak support, weak support. I don't want to get down. Not with this little momentum that's going on. I don't want to get down into there. I mean, if it takes a dive through there, like an Olympic diver, that's something else. But if it's just going to meander and grind through there, oh, that's just, no. It's pulling teeth. The market will give you better setups. The market will give you better opportunities. If you're here, like the stream, leave a comment, ask a question. Go to the BarcelonaTrader.com. You can find a lot of information on what I'm doing here there. Okay, it's looking like we might take a little dive here through the little resistances here on the Renko. I'd like to see the dollar strengthen and gold weaken. Let's see what the dollar's been doing. Dollar has been going up. It's okay, so that's good. Here we go. We're coming down. Yeah, again, I got into that because I'm a little bored and I'm thinking, oh, there's not a better setup right now on the horizon. Maybe I'll just take this one. No. No. Bad dog. And we sit on our hands. A lot of times we just sit on our hands. Look at that. Whipsaw. Up and down, up and down. Now what are we doing? Why is that? It's not even, there's no reason for that. Is there some kind of news I'm missing? That did eliminate a lot of the supports on the downside, though, making me feel like there might be a little downward momentum in this. But again, that's just price action telling me that there's everything else is saying bullish. Hitting that resistance again on that 5 minute. You know, if we have some momentum here, I'm willing to go. But not with this little putzing around, putzing around, putzing around. Let's swing high there here on the 10-second. We got to get past that. And then again, we're into more resistance. So these are not great trades on the way up. These are kind of risky. I don't like to take risky trades. Why should I do that? I'm not going to do that. few bucks, risking, you know, I could, on a trade that I lose 250. I only made 80 on the one that on the one that went well. So I really need to take, yeah, any trade is risky. So I'm really looking for the setups that reduce the risk as much as possible. You can still lose the trade on variance, but okay, let's get back to where I was. Okay, we are kind of grinding through this resistance on the 5-minute. So there does seem to be enough buying pressure to push it up, but volume in the market right now is low. We have 3 minutes for the 9 o'clock candle. We'll have some more hourly traders getting involved. Hong Kong waking up. It might make its move before 9 o'clock. I want to be prepared for that. It tends to do that, but then again, I don't want to get in right at 9 o'clock either. That's when the algorithms start trading against each other. It whipsaws, you get insincere moves. Goes one direction and then the other. Okay, at this point, probably won't get in even if it makes the move beforehand. Now we're too close. It is 1 minute and 15 seconds away from that 9 p.m. candle in New York. Hey Google, what time is it in Tokyo?
It's 10:58 a.m. on Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, in Tokyo.
Okay. All right, we've got 35 seconds. What are we going to do? Up or down? A lot of accumulation has been going on here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9. There it is. Oh, look at that. The whipsaw, just like I said, algorithms trading against each other. Knock you out of both sides of that trade if you're in it. First, it'll hit your stop loss and then go in the direction you wanted it to go. It's 30 seconds into this candle now. Could start resolving into one direction or the other. I'll go. Wrong way, Clyde. Bad trade. Hopefully I'll get out with my skin. If I do, I'll be lucky. Consider myself lucky. Let me just a little bit further down. Don't go up, don't go up, don't go up. Come on down. Don't like it. Don't like it. I got in too early. Breaths, take deep breaths. Feel your heart beating, but you just stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. If it breaks that swing high, I'm going to get out. Okay, I need to exit. Oh, it took me out. It took me out. That is unfortunate. So the loss was significantly greater than the gain. My setup was good, I just mistimed it. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. That other push. Okay. Took 100 on that, I believe. Nothing here I want to trade. Just nothing here I want to trade. Look how choppy that whole range is. You can't trade in that. Can't trade in that. I clicked in too early again. Damn it. Come on. Give me some upside. Come on. Took $20 on that, by the way. All right, we got 2 minutes till 9:30. One minute to 9:30. Where are we at here? 21, 29. We have negative 0.2 for the dollar and positive 5.6 for gold. There's 9:30. What's that going to do for us? Pulling teeth tonight, guys. It's pulling teeth. It's not fun at all. Come on. Really? That's what we're doing, huh? All right, well, that's my max loss. That's all I can do. So I'll see you in the morning. That's all I'm going to do. Can't say I'm in the greatest mood about that because I invested a lot of time here tonight trying to get this session right. We'll be back in the morning. Give it our all. So thanks for joining. And I'll see you in the morning at, let's call it 7:30. How does that sound? All right. Okay. I'll see you then.